focused.
Putting your Oilers fandom to the side. Okay.
Can you do that?
To hold it.
Can McDavid already be considered in the top 10 greatest players of all time? I think it would be pretty
Top
close.
10.
Hang on. I think it would be close since I don't believe you can really compare players from other eras. So comparing McDavid to Lemieux or Gretzky just isn't fair based on the style of play, quality of opposition, equipment chases, etc. Just overall better players today. Can he be considered top 10 all time?
I think he's easily top 10 already, and he's probably, like, this year is going to be the greatest season outside of a Mario or Wayne season, right? Mm-hmm. Like, production-wise, all of it. And you got to consider the era. People will be like, oh, but the equipment and the training and meh. Don't care. The era, it's harder to score right now. And Connor McDavid is scoring at an unbelievable pace. If you want to rattle off the all-time greats, it's Gretzky, it's Lemieux, it's Gordie Howe, Sidney Crosby, Bobby Orr, and Connor McDavid's in that conversation already. Top 6, top 7, whatever. All he needs is a ring. And
sorry to interrupt, but what do those guys have?
Rings. And Connor needs a ring.
Not have.
But if we're talking greatest players, not guys who played on great teams, you got to remember, right? Like, Wayne and Mario, okay, they got their rings. Sid got his rings, but like sometimes I feel like we get caught up in the ring conversation and forget like a lot of those all-time greats won it when there were 6 teams in the league, 12 teams in the league, 15 teams in the league. It was easier back then. No salary cap. Teams would load up. Like, it's harder to win now than ever, which is part of what makes what Sidney Crosby and that Penguins team have done so impressive. But he's easily top 10. There's just no debate. Anyone who says he's not is just out to lunch.
Liam, McDavid, top 10?
He is top 10.
Dan?
I mean, the person that actually like baked it into their answer that you can't compare these people between eras and stuff. And so for me, you're right, Nick. Yeah. When it comes to the totality of his career, the conversation has to include the Stanley Cup championships, but we're not there yet. So if you're just looking at him as a play-based thing, I think that you have to say he's in the top 10.
Look, just compare it to the NBA, the GOAT conversation, LeBron, MJ, it's all about the rings, right?
1,000%.
So like, well, obviously I
Not
think
for me.
No?
Nope.
It's got nothing to do with rings.
You're a Scottie Pippen guy, though.
MJ was in the vastly superior Space Jam.
Yeah. I can concur with that.
Thank you.
Because the second one was dog shit.
Yep, thank you. As you were, Nick. Please proceed.
No, I was just saying, like, that's... I guess I'll be devil's advocate because I love McDavid, don't get me wrong, but I think rings has to be a part of the conversation. So for that matter, I will say no, he is not a top 10 player.
Connor McDavid is arguably one of the most advanced players to ever play the game. Needs the rings. But is he a top 10 individual player? Without question.
Yeah.
Without question. Yeah. What are you humming?
Devin Shore is not on that list, okay?
I just don't think it's fair. I understand the ring debate, but like, what's 1 to 0? Like, I obviously has 1, but like...
It's part of the formula, though, you know?
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't think he's like... The debate is like, is he the best? Because I don't think that's even close right now, just with the rings. But is he a top 10? Yeah, he's probably like 9 or 10.
But let me ask this: like, what makes these guys great is the ability to will their team to victory. Has McDavid done that yet?
Yeah, but like Sidney Crosby didn't win the Conn Smythe in all of his rings. In fact, you could probably make the argument that he didn't deserve any of his Conn Smythes. That they gave him a couple at the end because the writers were like, "Oh, Sid needs it." Like Kessel should have won that one year. He was that HBK line was sick.
Yeah.
So I mean, hockey's just not a sport like that.
Tougher,
I think it's different in the NBA when like there is a big game. LeBron plays 46 minutes.
But there's few players. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And in hockey, like best players, best D-men are on the ice for half the game.
Yeah.
Best forwards are on the ice for way less than that.
Yeah. For me too, it's the longevity, right? It's the totality of Wayne Gretzky's career that makes him as great as he is.
Yep.
Mario Lemieux and him have that debate, but Mario was robbed of so much time on the ice, so then he slides down below Gretzky in that conversation. So you're right, just because we can't have the full conversation yet, but for me, he's still in that. He's going to be in that top 10 when
we're spending a lot of time talking about like Ovi and that chase. Yep. The next big debate in the NHL will be, or the big like watch, McDavid 2K. Will he be the second player all time to hit 3,000 points? But like he probably will if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
What's he at right now?